From the field to the card shop is Moon 3PO and Bro PO breaking down baseball and the hottest sports cards. We are recording this officially a Sunday night recording, 11:59, 1 minute away from a Sunday night recording. But did I mess up there already? What time is it?
Oh no, you're good. Because you're like, we're doing a Sunday night recording. I'm like, it's
for the
technically
YouTube
Saturday night.
for the YouTube viewers, you saw the confusion already on Bro PO's face. For the YouTube viewer, that's why I highly encourage you guys to check out the YouTube channel because you see some things that maybe the audio listeners don't give a Brobio. It is a technically now it just hit officially struck midnight. I don't know when this episode will be out. If I'm being completely honest, because we have some different things planned out later in the week. We'll cover that later in the episodes. But Bropio, official Sunday night. How's your night going? How's your weekend? What's going on?
It's pretty good, man. I have a little bit of the little sniffles, so if to all the hearers, our listeners, if you hear a little sniffle, I do apologize. But other than that, I've been good. We've been ripping some packs. I've been getting a little savvy on TikTok. If you followed it on us on the TikTok, we got a couple of card breaks on there. But other than that, yeah, we got some interesting card stuff to talk about. I think this episode, so it should be pretty good.
Yeah, this episode here is going to be primarily car talk. Not a lot of baseball stuff dropping. Obviously, we had some Juan Soto news coming out and some other rumblings we've heard from some other free agents, but we talked about Juan Soto last episode, so I don't want to dive into it again unless something starts to intensify a little bit more. Then obviously we'll go into that a little bit more as the week progresses. I know we do have the winter meetings coming up in about 3 to 2-ish weeks or so. So I'm pretty sure some things will be cooking on that end. So we do get more free agency news. Again, we will be covering that. So this is going to be primarily a trading card, baseball card hobby episode, which we haven't really had on Cardboard Dugout. We try to mix baseball and card content together. That's the whole point of the podcast, but primarily card talk, which I think some viewers want to hear and get into a little bit. So it's always fun talking some cards here. So let's start off with 2024 Topps Chrome Series update. That has officially launched here. It dropped last Wednesday. Obviously, if you listened to the last episode, we talked about it a little bit more. And even 2 weeks prior to that, we even talked about it there about Jackson Holiday being on the cover art and everybody kind of throwing a fit about that. And then obviously breaking down the checklist, the set list, and all that kind of good stuff and seeing, what players to keep an eye out for, what rookies, what cards, things of that nature. Obviously, in this set, what pretty much makes up the set is going to be the MLB debut patches. Now, Topps has done some really cool videos of showing the players getting their debut patches and signing the cards. We had the Shota Imanaga doing the Kaiju signing. They dropped the Paul Skenes. We'll talk about that a little bit later as far as of his debut patch. So they've done some really, really cool ones there. And obviously we talked about the odds of pulling an MLB debut patch. We saw a little TikTok clip about what the odds were to pulling it in a hobby box and a jumbo breakers of light and then mega boxes, which I do have 2 of right now. Sealed. Obviously, you guys follow the socials. You guys will know what I did with those boxes. So keep an eye out for that video when that time comes. But the MLB debut patches, this is what has been pulled so far. So, and this was pulled, I believe, right on release date. A lot more than when it came out last year. I believe last year they were a little bit harder to find, and it could be honestly because of the breaker delight boxes. If I'm being completely honest, because I don't believe they did not have those last year. This is the first year that they're bringing those into fruition. But as far as of the players that have been pulled so far, we got Ben Brown, and this is just what I know. There's probably more that have been pulled. So if you guys are listening to the pod, you guys know more than me. Sign off in the comments down below or tweet me at Moon3PO or tweet at Bropio at _ ROBBEEE, 2 B's, 3 E's, and let us know what else has been pulled. As far as of what I know, we got Ben Brown, Luis Matos, Nick Lofton, Kyle Nicholas, let's see, JP Martinez, Coco Montez, Colton Cowser, AJ Smith-Schroyer, Pete Crow Armstrong. Keep going down here on this list. Let's see here. Nothing. So those just, of course, some little names that I know of so far. And probably Reddit posts probably butchering those last names and kind of they had them all jumbled. So there probably been some last names that don't belong to those players. But those so far as what I've known has been pulled. Obviously, the bigger names, Ellie, uh, Paul Skenes, those guys there have not been pulled as far as of yet. I want an instant reaction from you. If you pull any, it doesn't have to be the bigger names. Let's say, for example, let's say you get we'll stick with the Red Sox here. Cam Boozer, for example, maybe a Rafaela, maybe a Wilshire.
Ooh, yeah.
As a collector and as a Sox fan, what are you doing with those cards? Are you holding on to it? You selling it? You maybe reaching out to the player because obviously those are their debut patches. Maybe trying to find a way to see if you can mingle your way out to get those cards to those players. What are you doing with that card?
Man, that's tricky. Also, I think it honestly probably depends on the player. Because I think honestly, like if you pull like an Ellie, or we can kind of get into the Paul Skenes things, how the Pirates put out that bounty where they're offering season tickets for 30 years and a meet and greet with Paul Skenes, 2 signed jerseys, stuff like that. So I mean, coming from us, like since we're living in Texas, I mean that, and we're also not Pirates fans, but that 30-year season ticket does not appeal to me in a sense. Uh, so I mean,
And we're in
and
agreement with
I
that.
know, like I think like Ken Golden even reached out, like retweeted the Pirates and was like, before you even decide or before you even do this deal, he's all personally email me, and we can get you probably like set up like a big life changing amount of money. So I think it also depends on the player. Uh, yeah, because I don't think Cam Boozer is gonna get you life changing money as compared to like Paul Skenes or Ellie De La Cruz. But I mean, it'd be pretty cool to pull it. So I think, like I said, it depends on the player, and I think like for somebody who's lesser known, uh, you could probably, I would probably work with the team, maybe see, maybe they'll fly you out, maybe I don't know, get to meet the player. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I we're in the same boat of that. I put a little bit of a quick little response there on the TikTok there. Once again, if you guys are not following me on TikTok, highly recommend you go check that out again. Same social at Moon3PO, but kind of put a little bit of a quick reaction to it because it did come out Friday afternoonish, early Friday afternoonish when I was working. I made a quick TikTok on my lunch break. But if you guys don't know what we're referring to, so the Pittsburgh Pirates, and if I'm not mistaken, they're like the first team that I'm aware of that have put out like a bounty on a card. I could be wrong,
Yeah,
obviously. Don't quote me on that. But from my understanding, my knowledge, I believe they're like the first team to say like we want that card. Like I don't think there's any other team that's done it for
yeah.
any other debut patch, or not even this excluding the debut patches for any other card uh of its
I
magnitude. I
think
don't
there's
think they've ever.
rumblings too that like that Matt Holiday's in search for obviously Jackson's debut
Yeah, that makes
patch,
sense.
or it might be vice versa. Jackson's on the hunt for it, so he can give it to his dad, Matt Holiday. So I mean, like stuff
Yeah,
like that. That's pretty cool. Like but um, yeah, I don't know. It always feels weird because like these players obviously worked hard to get to where they're at, and at the same time, like we as collectors are. And when I say collectors, I really want to put emphasis on the collector part. I'm not talking about like breakers and stuff like that. I'm talking about your little average Joe Schmo who buys a little $10 pack or a $30 booster or something like that, where they pull this extremely rare card, and it could be life changing money for some people. So it's kind of like I don't know.
yeah. You basically, I mean, obviously I've dabbled in more into hobby boxes the last year or so. But you're basically talking about kind of like normal, like us. We're normal guys. We're
Yeah,
nine to
pretty
fivers.
much.
We go to Target with our wives, and we go when they stroll to the Christmas section. We're going to the card section and picking out a box of cards. Um, But my fiance does collect cards as well, so I have to pick her up some type of Pokemon when I'm coming back. But regardless of that, I'm walking away with some cards, coming home and trying to make some content out of that. So obviously, and we got bills to pay. I'm in the middle of a wedding, so obviously there are a lot of so that is life changing money for sure. Um, but to kind of go back here as far as of what Bro Pio was mentioning here, what the Pittsburgh Pirates offered. So this was exactly their offer. So they're offering 2 pirate season tickets behind home plate for the next 30 years, a softball game for 30 at PNC, plus coaching for Paris alumni. That was kind of confusing to me. Like, are they just
Random.
inviting them to like a softball game? I'm assuming. Um,
They made it seem like you get 30 people and they'll do a softball game. I'm like, who knows 30 people to play a fucking softball game? Like, the
I barely
fuck?
know like 5. So that's why when I read that, I was like, I was really just confused with that part. But I guess that's cool. Maybe you go see
I'm like, can
some
Paul play? I don't know.
maybe see some Pittsburgh Pirate legends, some Clip Barmas, Freddie Sanchez. If you know, you know.
Is Jason Bay still around?
Jason Bay, Jason Kendall. If you know, you know Pedro Alvarez. Hey, you never know. Kutch, maybe. You know, hey, you never know. Um, and continues on here. A spring training experience like no other. A private tour of Pirate City and Lecom Park. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I said that in my TikTok. It's spelled Lecom Park. I'm assuming it's Lecom, maybe Lecom Park. I don't know. Meet and greet with
Pirates
Paul
fans, let us
Skenes.
know.
Yeah, Pirates fans, if you're in the chat, if you're listening to the pod, let me know how to say that. Break it down for me because I'm kind of a dummy. Uh, Meet and greet with Paul Skenes. 2 Paul Skenes autographed jerseys. Take batting practice and warm up with the team, and another unique appearance at Pirate City and that whatever name of that park. But yeah, I put that on the socials there. That for me personally, I live in Texas. I don't live in Pennsylvania, so there's no way for me to. The season tickets uh are not really valuable to me. I did see somebody counteract, not specifically my tweet. I did some people had the same ideas and responses that we had that that we can sell the season tickets. But then you got to go through the hassle of selling those season tickets. I wouldn't want to go
Yeah,
through
I'm not.
that. Um
That's
I,
too
I
much.
yeah, I wouldn't want to go through all that hassle to sell the tickets, and like I don't know even know how you do that. Like how would you go about it? Like are you selling it to the Pittsburgh? Are you selling it to the Pirates? Or are you selling them directly to the person who wants the tickets? I really don't know. I've never sold a ticket ever in my life, so I really don't know how that
And I
works.
was wondering about that too. I was like, I wonder if there's something like within like the season ticket holder clause where the Pirates can like revoke your season tickets, or they like guaranteed you 30 years regardless. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if we live in Texas and we obviously if we were to hypothetically accept it, obviously we can't go to the games. But like, so are they gonna just allow us to just sell our tickets for 30 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I really don't
And they're
know
behind home plate. They're behind home plate, so they're not gonna be cheap tickets.
unless you want to go be grand stage of the mall and go sit up in the box seats with Livy Dune. I don't know what 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 her tweet was meaning. Like, are you talking about the season tickets behind home plate, or are you talking about season tickets at her suite? I didn't really understand that too. What she tweeted. Did you understand? Unless I'm
Oh
just like once again a dummy.
yeah,
Like
I don't know.
she made
I'm,
it seem like
I,
a one game experience. Maybe there's some there's some dude out there that I know for sure would happily trade in their debut
I know
patch for one.
I know we're gonna get into it probably in a little bit, but there was a comment in like one of the breaks that I was in earlier. The guy was like, "Pull me the pawn ski so I can go sit with Livy Dunn."
That's what I'm saying. So I know there's one person out there that does not surprise me that would
Yeah,
happily
there's no
trade.
way in hell that you ain't sitting with her 82 games.
So,
There's no way.
that's why I put out the tweet. Emergency pod. Livy Dunn is officially joining the card game here and offering her own bounty. So if you pull the 1-of-1 card, you can get your season tickets and potentially go sit with uh, Livy Dune up in there in the suites for maybe potentially 81 games. Who knows what that tweet was meaning? Uh, but yeah, so I saw that. I thought it was very cool. It's very cool for the hobby. Don't get me wrong. It brings these patches already have a lot of eyeballs to them, but maybe to an average person, they're like, damn, that's pretty cool that these cards are in there. Maybe, you know, I don't know if they're gonna go out and spend thousands or hundreds of dollars on boxes like the way they are now, but you know, it kind of excites the chase a little bit more for these types of cards. And I'm not too sure what the prices of breakers had on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I was kind of watching it throughout the week as far as that, but I don't know after that,
It's
uh,
crazy.
after that thing there, what happened with that. And then I'm looking for exactly so here's actual the Ken Golden tweet here that you also referred to. He actually quote tweeted the Pittsburgh Pirates, so a little bit of a
Yeah.
gold of a power move there. So he says, before anyone takes this or any deal, email me directly at Golden Cole. We'll sell the card for you. You can put your kids through college with the money from the sale, and you can use the leftover money to buy entry into a meet and greet with Skeens if you want. Just ask the last guy who turned down an offer from an MLB team and how that worked out for him. And then he put in parentheses the Shohei 50 home run ball. So that's a pretty ballsy tweet, man. Like he's just letting him know, like And like people can say what they want about
Dude,
Ken
especially when
Godin,
he
but that dude dominates, dude. That dude's just like a baller.
especially when he puts that part, he's like, dude, with the leftover money, you could just go buy it into a meet and greet with Paul Skenes.
You go buy a Saint jersey from with that leftover money. So, and obviously, if you guys watch The King of Collectibles on Netflix, you guys would know that he's a guy that like when he wants something, he goes out and go gets it. Like he does not give a damn who you are, what the
Oh
collectible
yeah.
is. He will go one on one. Now, I'm trying to find another tweet here, obviously of another a popular personality in the hobby, Jeff Wilson. I don't believe he put out anything like a specific name or like a specific uh response or like his offer. 'Cause I know he's also was going after the ball. I don't know if he was going after the ball or if he was going after. No, it was not the going after. He was going after the Braun one of one tops card that still has yet to be pulled yet, from my understanding. But I know he
I
was
was about
kind of
to ask,
off.
has it been pulled?
No, I don't think it's been pulled. I haven't heard anything as far as of that. Because I know he offered when that card was out, he was like offering them like $10,000 or something. I don't know the exact amount. But he's offering them like some like large amount of money, and then he was offering to like have them come out to Sports Card HQ and go and list and like tour the store, something like that. And then I think his
Has
response
the
was,
Shohei 101 card been pulled yet?
yeah, it's been pulled.
It has? Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't
was put on
remember.
a some guy on Reddit posted. I don't know, like he posted under anonymous, but I haven't heard anything like as far as of like what he's done with the card. I don't know if anybody's got a hold of it or if he's redeeming it and then going off and taking the card itself. I don't know how that's working out, but yeah, it has officially been pulled, and still that LeBron card still hasn't. But yeah, that was pretty interesting as far as of that. That's what kind of broke down the hobby. I know for me personally, again, if I was to pull the one of one card, I definitely wouldn't. I would wait personally for me as much as I love Paul Skenes. I like Paul Skenes as a player. I think he's kind of changed the storm of the hobby. A lot of times here within the hobby itself, it's always been to stay away from pitchers and they're injury prone, which is very true, and they have their ups and downs than from a normal hitter. But I think Paul Skenes is kind of changing that market a little bit because I think he's his own brand. Like I think he separates himself from other people, and I think he's kind of like his own little top tier when it comes to the hobby itself. So I've have some of his cards. I've graded some of his cards. I've sold some of his cards. I have a little bit of a side collection I have for myself. So, but I know for me personally, maybe in one of these for my YouTube viewers, maybe in one of these two little mega boxes here, maybe there's a debut patch here sitting for me that we'll have to find out.
Yeah, I think if I don't pull it, or if you don't pull it, I think I would. I think I would honestly. I hope that it goes to like some kid in like Pittsburgh or something. Like I don't know if you saw that video on that one of one Wemby from Topps Crow got pulled, and it got pulled
Oh
here in
yeah.
San Antonio. It was a kid who pulled it. I was like, thank God it was pulled by like somebody who's here local, and so I think that's when the hobby like really shines, is when just a normal person pulls it and not all these breakers.
There was another one too
Fucking code breakers.
of another lady, a little bit on the older side. I don't know the exact story. I don't know if you saw this one too. Like she would go in to our local card store and would go and just like open packs and like look for the Wemby like one of one. And then
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what product that was, but she also put it too. So we've had
I don't remember what it
two.
was either. Yeah.
So we've had two one of ones be pulled here in our area for Wemby cards. If you guys don't know, obviously we live in the San Antonio area, and obviously Wemby is a saint over here to us, but and saint to everybody in the hobby as well. But yeah, seeing those kind of two cards getting pulled here locally to people who will value the card and appreciate the card. What they decide to do with it, of course, is their own opinion. They're entitled to do whatever they want with the card. But yeah, I know for me personally, if I was to ever pull the Paul Skenes one of one card or any type of card itself, I think I would definitely be looking for more of like the money side, unfortunately, kind of see like what that card will do, or like you mentioned there, maybe reach out to that team and say like, hey, like we have this card, like does he want it? Kind of things like that. I know for me personally, like if I
Maybe
pulled a
we could
Red Sox
just
one,
maybe we could just sell it to the team. Let's just sell it to the team.
I know for me
Like
personally, like if I pulled a Red Sox one,
I'm
like
pretty
I would
sure
definitely.
like oh dude, like if I pull like a Sedan or a Willier, like I'm like first I want to meet with John Henry. I have some ideas. I like to meet with Craig Breslow. I also have some ideas. Like, oh man, I don't know. I would. I don't know. It just makes me sound selfish
What's
because
a
it's
Red
like,
Sox? What if the Red Sox come to you and they're like, what do you want? What's in your deal? Because obviously we don't live in Texas. We don't live in Massachusetts, so it's not.
yeah.
So maybe season tickets are not in play. But what's your deal that you pull a Rafaela debut patch on card auto? It's in your hands. Red Sox reach out to you, or you reach out to them and like, hey, I got this card. What do you want to do with it? What's the deal that you're shooting them first?
I honestly would probably try to get like some kind of like a cash offer first, like, or maybe try to work in some cash and something else. Like, honestly, if they, I don't know what I don't want to put like a dollar amount on it of what I would take, because I'm pretty sure anything would probably be like considered, be a good not life changing money, but it would make a difference. So, but I mean, if they were to do that and like maybe like fly out like just for like a game or something to sit behind like home plate, walk on walk the field, like which I have done before. I have walked the field when I've done a tour. When I've done a tour, um, we didn't. When we did the tour, they were like, usually we don't walk the field, but we're gonna see if we can. And remember I was selling, uh, well, my wife now. I was telling her, I was like, man, I hope we get to walk the field. So we got to walk the field. I got to touch the monster, touch the wall, and stuff like that. Got to walk on the dirt along the warning track and stuff like that. But I would like to do that again and sit behind home plate and throw out the first pitch.
And now, welcome Fenway Park. Throwing out the first pitch. He's the co-host of Cardboard Dugout, Bropio.
All right, let's see that fastball. Right down the middle. Dun, 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 dun. And I really want that meeting with John Henry so I can talk to him about some. I really have some ideas.
You and I both.
And I want to, and also I would like I would like to. Obviously, we're obviously selling the card, but see that's the thing. I think if you sell the card, like it kind of makes you look like, because I've seen the ones where like if when they catch the home run ball, like they want to meet the player, and so like they'll go and they want to like hand the ball to them, and like that's when you get to take the picture. So I don't know, would it be weird to like, oh, I want like X amount of dollars, I want this, I want this. Oh, and also I want to be the one to give him the card. Like
Oscar boy
I
Zach
don't know.
Campbell. He does that stuff all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit him up.
He did that with the A-Rod ball, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he wanted to like give him the ball personally.
Yeah, but all that money apparently I think went to charity. I don't
Went
think
to
he
charity,
took
yeah.
cash.
Yeah, he went to charity,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
I think he did that with Mike
that's
Trout
what I'm
too,
saying. Like, oh yeah,
because he caught Mike
yeah.
Trout's
He
first
caught. Did you
career
see that? Did you see he caught one of Judge's home runs in the playoffs?
in the playoffs, right? I think I saw something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
What
I
a
know
guy! What a
for
legend!
me that dude's another piece of MLB collecting, obviously with baseballs and things like that. That dude's in his own league of his own. But yeah, I know if like, oh man, like I don't know. I think we kind of have like the same idea personally as far as of like if we pulled one of those cars, if obviously as Red Sox fan, I think we're kind of in the same boat. I would probably be looking for some type of cash offer. Maybe fly me out to a game or not. Maybe not even fly me out. Like give me ticket. I could buy my own airplane ticket. Granted, if John Henry wants to open up the
Nah,
checkbook. If he wants to open the checkbook for me, maybe he doesn't want to open it for anybody else. But
you fly me out there, my dogs.
first class, paying for my hotel.
Bring the JetBlue plane over here. You know what?
Uh,
Have John Henry pick me up. I have some ideas we can talk about on the way back to Boston.
on the limousine.
And then after the thing, it's gonna be like from The Office, where they have to find your own way back home. He's had his limo ride.
he's had his limo ride. They start running.
Like, go 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 go.
And then all the Dunder Mifflin stock is like all in red. Oh man, but yeah, I would say like obviously the obvious answer for me like would be like Red Sox Yankee game. Like I would love to go to that. like home plate, maybe Green Monster.
Yeah.
I've sat up at the Green Monster before. Uh, maybe get to relive that experience again against the Yankees. I think that would be kind of cool. Not kind of cool. That would be pretty cool.
Ooh, it'd be pretty cool, and I know you'd probably like this. Um, I changed my mind. Well, not changed my mind, but now I want a whole weekend series now. I'm adding games now, but one of the games I want to work as a grounds crew member, dude. I bet you
You'll
that'd be
probably
pretty cool.
get fired around the spot. You mess up the line, put the bag in wrong.
Never mind. You know what? I want to be the Peanuts beer guy.
I know that's been your dream since for a long time.
Dude. See, there you go. If I pull that Paul Skenes card and I sell it on Golden, make a couple million, then I'll retire and I'll go work at the missions, be the beer guy. Peanuts, cracker
Cracker
jacks.
Jacks.
It's called beer right here.
Oh man, I would love to be a groundskeeper for a day again. If you guys don't know, I was a groundskeeper for our AA team when I was in high school and early college. That was probably one of the best jobs I ever had in my life. Got to meet and talk to some familiar names in the big leagues: Fernando Tatis, Fran Mill, Josh Naylor. That dude's an absolute monster.
Josh Naylor. Yeah.
That dude. The stories I have for that guy, man, that guy is just an absolute. The way you see him on TV, that is the way he is.
The way he is on TV.
The way that is not fake. I always saw when he did the Garrett Cole thing, he's rocking. He thought that's my baby, or like we said, that's my kid. Like that's the way he is in real life. So whatever you see on
he was
TV,
wasn't he knocking his head on the helmet too?
yeah. And like I think he like headbutted Tito with the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you see on TV and what you see on games, that is really really Josh Naylor. Who else did I get to? We saw Clay Buchholz. Obviously, we saw him pitch on the other side. We saw Clay Buchholz. You went to that game. Got your tickets for that. Salvi, Mayor of Ding Dong City, Travis Shaw, Trevor Hoffman. Met him in a dugout. That was pretty cool. AJ Preller. He was out was out on the field during like July during like trade deadline season. So I remember me and my boss were kind of like, what the like what's he doing down here? Like what's he scouting out? Man, who else did I meet? What's his name?
Nobody else comes to mind.
Luis Urias. I don't know where he's at. I know he was with Seattle. Damn, I'm trying to think of who else. Chris Paddock.
We've seen Jackson Merrill play here. I mean, you weren't working with the missions anymore, but we've seen him play here.
Yeah, and then obviously I saw some guys on the opposite side too play that were here. Forrest Whitley, those kind of guys from the Corpus side. I remember we were so close to getting Altuve. I think he was doing a rehab stint. We came so close to getting him, but I think he said no or something, which didn't surprise me. Man, who else did I get to see? Yeah. We almost got a Yelly. I remember he almost rehab down here. So yeah, saw a lot of cool names. It was a very cool job. For those I don't know, I was a groundskeeper from 2017 through COVID, so that was pretty fun, and was one of the probably during the better times of my baseball career. So yeah, that was really fun. I think I have a couple. That's one thing. Collector wise,
were
that was
you part
cool.
of the? Were you part of the COVID layoffs because the owners didn't want to pay the minor league employees too?
I honestly don't remember. Like it was like a weird like situation. Like they were gonna bring us back and then like they didn't. It was really weird, honestly. And then like after that, like I never got a call back after that because my boss had left. Yeah, I don't know, it was really weird. And then after that, the team just kind of disbanded and we went our own separate ways. But yeah, it was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. Free pizza, churros. Got some team mission cards. I got lineup cards for those some cool.
Yeah, I have some lineup cards that you gave me.
The lineup cards I gave you.
We have a couple of the one season that we went up to AAA with the Pacific Coast League. We have a couple of those baseballs here. We also have obviously the Texas League, their balls. So, yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff. I remember I think I have I don't know, it's somewhere around. I haven't put up, but I remember I had to go double check the game card to see if Tatis is on it. He's not, but I think like Franmil Reyes is on there, and I think Josh Naylor is on there. So
yeah, I think the ones I have.
Cool.
I think the ones I have is the one with Tatis on it. Which, if you were going back to a little bit to the card side, those Allen and Ginter, those lineup cards are pretty cool. I know you quote tweeted that on your on
That
your
was pretty
TikTok.
cool.
Those lineup cards there
Hey,
were pretty cool.
I'll take the L on that, but I mean, you still have to put up with all the grass and the dinosaurs and the fucking dogs and shit. But
I saw some
I ain't
today.
got
I
time for
went to
that.
the card store I went to. We saw some of the X-ray cards. I was like, dude, what the hell is that? I had to like double check that
Yeah.
card. I was like so confused as far as why those were in a value box. But yeah, I was getting a little bit confused on those cards. But yeah, obviously, Top Scrum update those debut patches. We will be keeping up for those cards once they do get pulled. And obviously, when the bigger cards get pulled, the Ellies, the Paul Skenes of the world, obviously, will be keeping up with those and keeping up with the socials on that. And probably maybe that's emergency pod type worthy stuff. Maybe if we get some crazy bids already going on or crazy bounties being stuff like that. But let's talk about a little bit of things here that we dove into this week. You kind of mentioned it there already, going into some box breaks that you did, which kudos to you, by the way, with the TikToks and stuff like that. I didn't ask you to do that. You did that on your own. So I tip my cap out to you for that, for doing that. That was pretty cool. So if you guys don't follow BroPO on TikTok, same at name, right? Is your same at name as your Twitter, I believe?
Probably, honestly, I don't really know. I usually try to keep my username the same, so it just makes it easier. But my God, when I was trying to edit that little video, like I felt like so out of place. I'm like, dude, am I a TikToker now? You know?
So yeah,
And
you are
also, it's
this.
kind of annoying because I was gonna text you too because I was like, dude, can you not like have a song longer than a minute on here? Like,
So you can, you
it's
got
like
you
so
got to
annoying.
you got to find them.
Okay. I also kind of thought of a way to do it because there was like certain songs that I want to use, like, and so I was like, but I had to go with the classic Billie Eilish "Bird of a Feather." I was like, dude, this song's way
Yeah,
too
that was a
good
good
not to
first.
use for the first.
That was a good first
Yeah,
choice.
and then the
But
second one I went with the classic Mario. Doo, 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 doo. But yeah, I'm just trying to like. I think I've talked about this a couple times, or I've preached it a couple times that I'm obviously not collecting or into this to expecting to like make thousands and thousands of dollars because it's just not realistic for me in this sense where I don't go out and buy like hundreds and hundreds of dollars in cards. Like I just buy like a little $25 box here, $25 box there, and stuff like that. So I just wanted to showcase like you can have some fun, rip some packs. That's what it's all about. And so, but I mean, yeah, I got some pretty cool cards out of it. So yeah, if you haven't seen the TikToks, I'd recommend go see it. Um, Leave some editing, drop some comments on some editing skills that I can do. But I'm trying to find a little place here amongst the desk to record some of the working thing. But I think the second one was a little bit better because you have a little backdrop of some cards that I have. So, but that's it. It's a work in progress.
yeah, that I failed to tell you that on your second one, because I saw your because you told me about the first one you posted, and then you just posted the second one by yourself, and then I was going through TikTok and then I saw it, and then saw the background, and then I was like, oh, like that's nice. Like you got some good little background stuff going on. You got the World Series rings in the background. You had your recently graded PSA
Yep.
cards in the background as well. So I was
Yep.
like, man, this guy's setting up his game a little bit as far as of that. But yeah, confirming the TikTok name, it is the same name as at underscore ROBBEEE, two B's, three E's. So if you guys want to go check out Bropio there and the rips that he's doing over with those boxes, go check them out. So yeah, I tip my cap out to you for that. But you also did some other things. It was a very new trend for you for the week here. You kind of dove into a little bit of the hobby with the content a little bit, and then
We getting
also
crazy over here.
yeah, you went a little bit wild. You also dove deep into breaking for the first time ever. I know we kind of talked about it last week as well. I'm kind of going to just leave it before we go into it a little bit deeper. In one word, how can you describe your experience with breaking?
It's a scam. It's a scam. Don't do
Technically
it.
two words. It's scam. Three
Oh,
words. It's a
yeah.
scam. Is a considered a word?
All right. Scam. um, I mean, I wasn't too fond of them to begin with, and I think even after everything, I'm really not too more fond of them. So just to be completely transparent on this, um, I didn't pay like the full prices for these breaks. So I had like got some Fanatics credits to like referral codes. Some breakers would have like a discount code where if you when you make your first purchase, you get X and X dollars off. So I never really fully paid for um a full break, and I think had I probably so I think total I participated in maybe in about 6 breaks, and out of the 6, only one was really really good, which was the last one, which the one I just told you about, and then the second one was my very first one. So all the other ones in between were kind of like mid. And just to be like, well, when I'm getting into the breaks, it's like hobby boxes like Stadium Club and Tops Update Chrome. Um, and I think the only reason why I think it is kind of beneficial, uh, I guess it can kind of go both ways, really. Because since these again going back to the price points of like all these products, like I'm not gonna spend like $250 on a hobby box for like one auto, and you're gonna get a Joe Schmo auto, like and you do get a lot of Joe Schmo autos in these damn products. Let me tell you, I've seen
No
them.
disrespect
I've
to Joe
seen them.
Schmo.
Yeah, Joe Schmo's out there's like this mother talking crap about me. Um, but I mean, like, yeah, it's overpriced products as it is already. And then you're going to the breakers and they're obviously overcharging for stuff. Like I think the next day after I did the first break, I was watching, and this was the release day. It was a release day of Top Scrum update, so of course they're ripping packs left and right. And I think I added up the math for what this one breaker was charging for, um, with all the spots. So his spot was like you can buy into a team for like a certain price, and of course the teams that have the higher demands, like the Pirates, the Rangers, those are higher in prices as compared to like the White Sox or the Guardians. They're not as high. So when I added up all those prices and then compared it to what they're charging and what a retail is charging, like these guys are making like upwards of like $400 to $500 profit, and people are doing it like left and right, like crazy. Like the night, or was it last night or the night before when we were in that live stream together?
Last night,
Some guy
or
bought
yeah.
4 Breaker Delight boxes, and the guy was selling them. The breaker was selling them for like $600, and this guy dropped 2,400 like nothing, and didn't pull shit. Like the best card he pulled was a Jose Ramirez, which was a pretty cool card. I like the card, but had he maybe just stopped at the one box, yeah, okay, I can see it. Maybe it's not $600. It's not a $600 card, but like a bunch of Joe Schmoes in that. Like it's just I don't know. Like I don't see the I don't know. It's kind of I don't see the appeal to it still. Like I said, I'm not paying the full price for these spots, and I'm kind of just like I would the spots I would buy were the Red Sox. So I got some pretty cool like some of the like I got like a Rafaela rookie debut Chrome card. One of the stadium was I don't know if it was Stadium Club. What was the rip I got when I got the Tristan Casas? I got a Tristan Casas relic card.
Tier
I don't
one
remember
or
what
something like
product.
that. Tier one
Oh yeah, yeah,
something.
top tier one. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. And then the best card that I've gotten that I showed you today was that relic auto of Marcelo Myers, but it's not. I mean, it's not. Um, it's from Panini, which you know how I feel about Panini, the non-license, but still a cool card. But I don't know. It it's fun, but I'm not gonna be there every day. Like I said, I like to have the referral credits, but He's my last one today, but I don't know. What did you think about it? I know you participated into some.
Yeah, kind of in the same boat. A lot of the breaks that I did partake in, did not use like my real money in quotation marks. Like obviously I paid a little bit, but it was a lot that I had over from Fanatics credit that I had from one my PSA membership, and two, like you mentioned there, from the referral codes that we've gotten throughout the like the weekend days, and like I just had credits just sitting there. And yeah, like you mentioned there, the Topps Chrome update series was going to be very overpriced in my opinion for the product. Jumbos were going for 600, and then hobbies were going for about 250, 270 at our local stores, and probably, same thing online. And I can't, I obviously I have the mega boxes, but again, those are retail boxes. I'm paying $47, 45, whatever with my pro membership, and then I have points from GameStop. So it's not like I'm paying full price for those. Like if I'm buying at a retail store, or maybe even more at a LCS. But so I was like, you know what, let's try to see what we can do with these spots and with this credit, because I think that's the way that moving forward, I don't know if I'm going to continue to do them. If there's a good spot, maybe, or whatever, maybe go ahead and go it and do it like that. But maybe if there's a product that I want to get into and it is overpriced, like maybe I can find a cheap $20, $30 spot and maybe just risk it for the biscuit and maybe get something cool out of it. I
Yeah.
don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is in my opinion. I don't think breaking's going anywhere. It is what it is. If it was gonna go anywhere, if it was gonna be
Yeah.
gone, it would have gone away a long time ago. So it is here. It's part of the hobby, like it or not. And we can have our opinions about breakers, hot boxes, whatever. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's a hit and miss for me.
Yeah, the one I did like, I know other breakers do it, but the little roulette wheel, that was pretty cool. I do like that when you bid on the roulette wheel. Um, I know. Well, for Topps Chrome, it was obviously like it was a little bit higher in price, so like an average spot would like go for like 15, $20. But when I was doing like Stadium Club roulette, ooh, I get a spot for like $7. I ended up getting one for $7. And I ended up with the Blue Jays, but I mean, I didn't get nothing good out of it. I don't think like the best card I got was like with those red, what are they called? Those
Red parallels,
the red
or
parallels.
like
Yeah, with
red
Kevin
red
Gausman. I
foils,
was like,
red parallels.
yeah, and that was like the best card that I got out of that. Which I think a majority of like I have like 4 packages coming in on Monday, so that's gonna
So
be
do I.
fun.
So do
Maybe
I.
I'll. Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll rip them on the TikTok. So
Yeah, I got like
um
4 packages coming in.
and then I did win a giveaway, and I think that's also what kind of dragged me in, because I was kind of like hesitant on doing it because I don't know if I fully understood what it was, but I joined this Breakers live stream and they had like a giveaway going on, and so I joined it, and sure enough, I ended up winning a Fanatics retail box of Topps Update the regular, and so that was pretty cool. Um, I ended up pulling a couple of nice little Red Sox rookie cards. I don't know if I got a Paul Skenes base. I hope I did. But I think I got, and I can't remember, so don't quote me on this. But I think I got the Aqua,
I was about to ask
the
you what
Fanatics
Aqua ones.
exclusive
Yeah.
of Jackson Merrill in the City Connect. So it's like a good
Oh,
little
that's a
color
cool one.
match. Yeah, and then I got the Judge Paw Patrol card too. So
Hey, there
now
you go.
the little small one has one to throw around and play with it, and it'll go
Have her
missing probably just like Aaron Judge did at the playoffs. Ooh,
have her
sorry.
throw it around and great. Go send it to PSA. See what grade he gets.
Sure, that's true.
But what was I gonna say?
Uh, but yeah, all in all, uh, it's got its hit and miss. It's like just circling back to what you said. It's kind of just like if you want to participate in like those higher end products and want to go into a slot. Like I think so a lot what I've seen like the Topps Chrome update, like a Ranger slot is like $70. But every time I'm watching those breaks, like there's tons of Rangers cards in those breaks. Um, there's a lot of White Langford, Evan Carter, guys like that. Which I would love to pull that image variation
Of
of
Evan
White
Carter.
Langford getting his World Series ring. That is such a Oh, Evan Carter. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Or is it Wyatt Langford or Evan Carter?
Evan Carter.
Evan Carter.
Yeah.
Of him getting his ring. I was like, dude, that's such a cool card. So like stuff like that. Like I don't know what the odds are to pull that in general, but that'd be pretty cool. Um, Also, one thing I've noticed too, like the A's are like slowly like or slept on. Yet I think they have like the most like debut patches in the product, if I'm not mistaken.
So we were talking about that, and like I was at a show and I was trying to like some guys had some ace stuff that I liked, and I don't know if it's like a thing or like a trend. I don't want to say a trend, but the only thing I could think of right now for the Oakland A's and why I think maybe they're a good buy, like Lawrence Butler, Mason Miller. There's a guy coming up with the A's. He's going to be in a 2024 Bowman draft, which I have that video coming out on the YouTube channel soon. His name is going to Nick Kurtz. But what I was thinking is like they're no longer going to be Oakland A's anymore. So
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
so like those are gonna be like non-existent anymore. So like those dedicated fan bases that or like dedicated like for they have for that player, like those are gonna be like their last cards in an Oakland A's jersey. So that's the only thing that I could think of. So
Mm.
that was what I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago because I picked up a couple of Oakland A's home field advantage cards, and I was like, because the one I have it shows like the Bay Area has like the bridge. I was like, that's pretty cool. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's no longer going to be a thing anymore for trading cards. Obviously, you can go buy those sets, but it's not really going to be a thing anymore because of what I don't even know what their status is anymore. Like I don't even I think well, what was the update that came up that they're not going to be Oakland A's, right? Or I don't know what they're called next season. I don't know what the hell they're called.
They're gonna be just the A's or just the Athletics, but they're not gonna be Sacramento.
They're not going to be Sacramento, right? So yeah, that's the only thing that I was thinking about was
Yeah.
like they're no longer going to be Oakland A's, so those cards are going to be are gone. So that's the only thing I could think about as far as of when that was being talked about and things like that. 'Cause I know we had that little bit of that
That's
little
interesting. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, I know we had that little bit of that thing that was going on that break. We won't talk about it into too much detail, but we had that little situation in the break where they're trying to give somebody the A's for a good cause, and one guy was like, "Nope, I ain't doing that." So I was like, "Man, that's..." And obviously, the ball don't lie, the wheel don't lie. The next spot, the person that wanted to get the Oakland A's ended up picking the Oakland A's.
Got
So
the
I was
A's.
like, I put a comment there. I was like, "The wheel don't lie, ball don't lie." So, but yeah, I mean, to
Fucking
kind of
schmuck.
like put some final thoughts the final thoughts into the break itself. Yeah, it's a hit and miss. It's gambling. It could definitely bring some excitement for
Yeah, I was about to say
sure.
it's honestly like gambling. So if you can afford to like lose $20 to something, and you're not gonna make or break you.
Yeah, and I think that's the big
By all
thing
means, give
too.
it a try.
Yeah, I would think that's the big thing that I want to put on my thoughts on breaking and things of that nature. Risk what you're willing to lose and risk what you can lose. If you're putting in $200, $300 into spots and you're not getting the big pulls, the big debut patches, the big autos on card autos, yeah, you're going to lose your money and yeah, you're going to be pissed off and things of that nature. So if you're like us, you're putting in obviously again we have credit, but like the last spot that I bought, I had to pay like an extra like $30. Like I was fine with losing that or putting in $30. Did I get my money back? Probably not. But I mean, people like we kind of talk about opening packs for the experience and for the fun. Like breaking can be fun. It's just again what you're willing to do, what you're willing to lose, what you're willing to put. Obviously, you don't want to put your mortgage, your rent money, in that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then we kind of talked about it via text too, as far as of like good rule of thumb, as far as of like what you should be paying for a spot is if you take the total sum, and maybe for listeners, maybe you guys do this too, take the total sum of the product that's being ripped. And I'm going to speak primarily in baseball. Obviously, I think football has 32 teams, if I'm not mistaken, but in baseball, take all the product that's being ripped. So if it's a hobby, jumbo box, whatever's being ripped, take that total sum, divide that by 30. That's going to give you the average spot of that team for the breaker to break even as far as the product. If they bought it at a retail price, so if they pay 200, 200, 200, whatever that is, divide that by 30. Again, that is the average of what the break should be. Price that for them to break even. Then obviously you can see what the prices are if they're charging 20%, 30%, kind of see like what you're willing to pay. Obviously you're going to be paying a little bit more because the breakers are not trying to do this to break even. So kind of see, okay, are they going up by 20, 30, 20%, 30%? That obviously it's a business. They're people who do the rips are local shops, or they're doing this for that's their primarily their job. So they obviously they need to make their money back, or they need to make more. So, but how much are they trying to make more? That's the big thing. So it kind of circles back to, once again, going back to, put in what you're willing to lose. Don't put all your money into breaks. It can be fun. It can be exciting. I know, for me personally, it's always exciting to kind of see what team you get and kind of see like what packs are being pulled. So it can be fun if you, I don't want to say if you make it fun. I don't know if that's the correct thing I want to say, but if you know what you're doing,
Maybe if you do it smart.
yeah, if you do it smart, you know what you're doing, you can definitely find ways to enjoy it, have some fun, interact with some cool people. I know you and I have interacted with some pretty cool people the last couple of days or so, and I think that's what it's all about too. Like, you interact with people who are, into the same hobby as you, into the same thing as you, and if somebody pulls a cool card, then obviously that's cool for them, and if you pull a cool card, it's obviously cool for you. So we definitely interacted with some cool people, and yeah, it was a fun week of breaking, I would say.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a good experience, and it was a good way to. I've always been curious to try to do it, and I know I've had my fair share of opinions of not being too fond of the breakers and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, there's some. If you find the right breaker, the right stream, the right channel, stuff like that, um, a lot of the guys, they seem to be like, they want to cut deals and stuff like that. I mean, obviously they're still making their money, so I know. I think I even texted you. I was like, dude, some of these people look like they're doing it from their goddamn bedroom. I was like, we need to become breakers.
That's what I say.
So
We can't trash breakers too much, because
I don't
eventually, if
know.
this takes off the way we do, if this content takes off the way we think it is, or it should be, hopefully, maybe we're gonna be breakers one day. We'll be eating our own words.
follow us at Moon Breaks.
We'll be eating our own words on Fanatics Live sooner enough. If this content, maybe we'll be breaking some makeup boxes tomorrow.
Hey, drop a comment on the YouTube or the TikToks, and when we get our referral codes, we'll hook you guys up.
Get just some free credits. You could come join our breaks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the final thought I want to put into breaking as well. Is like, yeah, I think you and I have found the channel of who to go to when it comes to the breaking. I experienced with a couple other breakers and seeing what they do, but I think we kind of find, like, I think I've found like the shop and the team that I will want to
Yeah.
work with moving forward. Um, as far as when it comes to breaks, because yeah, they did cut us some good deals. They did the 2-for-1 type thing, like you mentioned. That was pretty cool. And yeah, I think going forward, it's definitely going to be a thing that I'm going to keep my eye on moving forward, especially with Top Scrum update, because again, it is a very high priced product. So if something comes out, or even something else later, maybe Bowman Draft too. I'm curious to see what Bowman Draft is going to be like. Now that is going to be very, very interesting to see what that looks like. I think we do got an official release date of December 4th is a release date for Bowman Draft. So yeah,
Ooh, some birthday rips,
some
maybe.
birthday rips. You never know. Birthday ribs. That's my first full week as a married man. Getting into some breaks of Bowman Draft. You guys know I love my prospects, so I do have a video of Bowman Draft coming out highlighting the top 5 hitters in the draft in order. So keep an eye out for that video. It hasn't been released yet. Obviously, I'm still working on it, but I do have that video coming out pretty soon. So, because I do love my prospects, I did a little bit of that too at the show today. So I do love my prospects than the normal average person. So those are always fun to get into.
Yeah, as my going back to the breakers real quick, you can tell like who are fans of the sport and who aren't. So like, all right, as a Red Sox fan, you're not getting excited if you pull a Uwasawa card. Like, I'm just gonna be clear. All right,
Great guy.
or or a Brandon Walter auto. Like, all right, we got a Brandon Walter auto. Like, hey, let's calm down.
Yeah, and I think that's why we love the break that we were into. Like, we're obviously we'll shout them
Yeah,
out. It's Cards and Culture and Anthony Ronaldo. Shout out to them for hosting the breaks. But yeah, you can tell like he's like great players, but it's not what the hobby is looking for. Like that Kyle Manzardo, the radiating rookie. That's a sick card. And Kyle Manzardo is their like one of their top hitting prospects, but the hobby doesn't respect it. He like recognizes that. So even some of the autos that we like, those guys are pulling. Like, yeah, they're clean autos, they're cool, they're numbered, but it's just not the player that we're that we're that they're trying to get, essentially.
Yeah, like the USA card I pulled, I think it was numbered to 25 in orange. Cool card. I mean, I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain too much about it. But the guy was making it seem like he was like this top rated prospect. I'm like, dude, he's 30 years old and just got DFA'd. Like, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Pump the brakes a little bit, and then DFA'd. He's a pitcher. Yeah, let's pump the brakes a little bit on that one.
Like, we claimed him off waivers last year from the Rays. They didn't even want him, for God's sake.
He's
So,
no
like,
Roki Sasaki.
but again, I guess I don't. I'm not gonna expect everybody to like know like all the guys, but at the same time, like I feel like they only know like what's the big hits, which is like, or the big name people, which is like Shohei, Aaron Judge, Paul Skenes, obviously Jackson Merrill, all those guys. Like, I think they just read the checklist and they just go based off that.
Yeah, for sure. That's
I mean,
yeah,
I
would
can't wait
agree
to
with
get my
that.
Brandon Walters auto on Monday.
So don't forget, guys, keep it out for the socials at Bropio there. He's going to be ripping open, got an exciting mail day of Brandon Walter and a USARA orange out of 25 coming in. So that's going to be probably in the background of his videos moving forward. So keep an eye out for that. That's definitely going to PSA.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, guys, that is all that we have on tap for this episode of Cardboard Dugout. We obviously, again, like we mentioned here, was going to be just a very card dedicated episode. No ball talk. I mean, obviously, we talked about baseball, obviously, but no specific free agency news, numbers, anything of that nature. We'll probably be saving that here for next week. I do have quite a bit of announcements moving forward, or not quite a bit off the top of my head, but before I go into that, Bro Pio, I'll leave it to you. Let the floor open to you for a little bit. Any final thoughts for the good old listeners of Cardboard Dugout?
I don't think I got much. Yeah, just keep track of the socials. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm gonna try to post, any product that I get. I'm gonna try to record it, upload it to the TikTok. Same thing, like I said, from these breaks. I think I have like 6 or 7 packages coming within the next week or so. So maybe I'll break them up smaller, maybe like package by package, just to have like content throughout the week or stuff like that. So just keep an eye on that. And other than that, I think that's about it. Again, there's no baseball news. Just Juan Soto just seems to be very impressed by everybody. So I don't know. I don't think
And
there's not much
everybody
to say on that. So
and everybody loves the what did AC say today? Everybody loves the Juan Soto shuffle. I think that was his exact quote that
everybody
came
loves the
out.
shuffle. Yeah, everybody loves Juan Soto in the shuffle.
Everybody loves Juan Soto and shuffle, and I agree. Everybody loves Juan Soto and the shuffle. But yeah, as far as the final thoughts here for me, let's see, what do we got here? So yeah, we got a lot of content coming out. I'm gonna try. Excuse me. I'm gonna try to sporadic here as the days move on, just because officially this upcoming Saturday I will be a married man. I will be getting married this weekend, which is crazy to still say. Has not officially hit me yet, but we're getting closer and closer. So I'm trying to spread out the content as much as I can. So I'm not too sure when this episode will officially be out. I'm thinking maybe Tuesday, potentially Wednesday. So just keep an eye out there for the social as far as when this video is officially out. I do have a card show vlog and a rip of these 2 mega boxes. So if you guys want to check out that video link will probably already be down in the description down below. So keep an eye out for that video and go support that video as well. Because yeah, it was a good show. Got some good little pickups there. Not a lot of volume, of course. There wasn't a lot of baseball vendors, obviously, during this time of the season. And the baseball vendors that were selling were kind of taxing a little bit. So not going to the little deals here were kind of a little bit tough to pull out there, which is all right. It happens. It's all right. But yeah, so got that video out there, and then obviously we got the episode. So yeah, as far as of this, I don't know what the next content will be looking like when we're moving forward. Again, like I teased in the last episode, all the ingredients are on the stove. We got them in the pot. It's just a matter of mixing it all together, figuring out, configuring some things, and actually cooking it and serving it to you guys. So that's currently what's working out right now. So yeah, again, would highly just recommend that you guys keep it out with the social so you guys can be aware of what is coming out, what is out. Again, find me at Moon3PO, BroPO. You can find him at underscore Robbie ROBBEEE 2B's 3E's. So highly recommend that you go check out all the socials so you can keep up with us and see what we're doing, what we're cooking. Maybe there's a big hit in these mega boxes that you guys want to check out. So keep an eye out for that. But that is going to be it for me. I do thank you guys for listening, watching, wherever you get all your podcast information, and we will see y'all on the next one.